Right after Anakin fell to the dark side, he developed new abilities, strengths, techniques, and even weaknesses. I personally saw Anakin grow even stronger when he tapped into the dark side, whether seeing Anakin as a Jedi, just due to Anakin being his own leader when it came to the dark, evil side of things. But in the movie, we see Anakin fall short against his master. But why is this? The answer to this question is clear as day. It was just due to Anakin's arrogance and rage that cost him his leg and arm. But there's always a little bit more to it than just that. Now, Anakin and Obi-Wan fought very differently. However, they knew each other's moves identical from one another. Anakin and Obi-Wan had sparred thousands of times with each other before. This is proved in many comics that are all canon today. This is literally what made the climactic duel push both Obi-Wan and Anakin to the edge of their abilities. This duel was difficult for both of them. Obi-Wan was the one being pressured. He was defending every single attack that Anakin had laid on him. Obi-Wan was trying to do the same thing he did countless times as a Jedi. Just wait for the other to tire out and wait for Anakin to make a brash and reckless decision where then Obi-Wan would then be able to make his move. This strategy didn't necessarily work for Obi-Wan as it has before. We can see while he was facing Anakin, he wasn't tiring him, but rather himself. He was getting extremely exhausted that he had to add full physical kicks so that he could get a breather and rethink his entire strategy. Obi-Wan was an extremely strategic duelist, but that shouldn't have mattered, as one of the most powerful Jedis in the galaxy, the one that was destined to bring balance to the Force. Anakin's potential was basically unlimited. It is more than clear that Anakin was more powerful than Obi-Wan, but even with all of that, and everything that he had just done, he still came up short. All of this appears to indicate that Anakin didn't fully tap into the dark side while fighting his former master. Yes, while the high ground was important, the real reason he lost to Obi-Wan might have been because he never truly unlocked his full potential to the dark side during their duel. Out of all that Anakin had done, from slaughtering younglings, wiping out all the Jedi, to bringing peace and freedom to his new empire, he still truly didn't unlock his full power to the dark side. What I mean is Anakin's eyes. If we look closely when Anakin was fighting Obi-Wan, his eyes didn't turn Sith yellow as they did before when he wiped out all of the separatists. At that moment when Anakin was killing everybody there, he finally had a taste of his true ability towards the dark side. While it wasn't until after he had fallen to Obi-Wan where his eyes then turned Sith yellow. If Anakin had fought Obi-Wan with his true power against the dark side, he would have probably have been able to defeat his master. Anakin's mind wouldn't have been clouded by what he did to Padme and him betraying everything that he had sworn to destroy. But because Anakin was blinded by arrogance and his drive to defeat his former master, Obi-Wan struck, sending Anakin falling down to the lava river, ending their conflicted duel with one another. So essentially, Anakin was more powerful than Obi-Wan. He was faster, stronger, had better footwork, and amazing reflexes. However, all of that still was no match for Anakin's clouded judgment that surrounded him. I do believe that if Anakin's brash decisions didn't get in the way and he fully tapped into the dark side, Anakin probably would have won, and he finally would have defeated his former master, proving that Obi-Wan had underestimated him. Obi-Wan would have grown more tired than he already was, giving Anakin the advantage to end his master. But we never did get to see Anakin or Vader's true power to the dark side like we should have, even before he needed his mechanical suit. It's the same thing when Anakin was a Jedi. He was held back from the Jedi Council to not make him a master, which if they allowed him the rank of master, that would have enabled Anakin to go to the restricted section to further his power greater. And then, when Anakin truly was a part of the dark side, was when his abilities were limited. But let's not forget, even with Vader's mechanical limbs and his breathing apparatus, he still was an extremely powerful Sith Lord. So just to imagine Vader unlocking his true potential to the dark side without his life support system, he might have even been more powerful than him as a Jedi. Sounds like a pretty interesting video to dive into. But I do want to know more about this with your guys' opinions. Do you think if Anakin reached his true potential and unlocked his true power to the dark side, he would have defeated Obi-Wan? Or do you think he already had shown his true dark side abilities and just wasn't able to best Obi-Wan, disregarding his irrational decisions? I really would like to know more about this from you guys down in the comments below. But until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this Star Wars video. But remember, the Force will be with you always.